Good evening and welcome to On the Fringe. Inside the Rochester Fringe Festival, it is our annual look ahead at New York's largest multidisciplinary arts event. I'm Matt Malloy. The Fringe is back for its 11th year and running for 12 straight days, starting Tuesday, September 13th. Fans are thrilled with the return of some Fringe favorites, and as always, they know they can expect something new. With more than 500 performances and events, that's right, more than 500, including more than 125 free events, there will be more happening than we could possibly tell you about tonight, but we'll see if we can't scratch the surface. For the uninitiated, what is a Fringe Festival? The Rochester Fringe is based on the model of the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, Scotland. It features multiple genres of performance art, including comedy, dance, theater, and of course, amazing spectacles. The vast majority of the shows are curated by the Rochester venues themselves, based on artist applications that were submitted back in March and April. We're going to tell you about a few of those tonight, but if you want to keep up, you'll want to spend some time at rochesterfringe.com or pick up the free 112-page Fringe Guide, which can map out a show-hopping strategy for you and your friends to hit a few Rochester venues.
One of the highlights of the Fringe is that we're getting new audiences downtown to attend venues that they might not otherwise attend the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And what a lot of our venues have seen is that once the attendees attend these shows at their venues, they come back. So it's the performing arts have been hit so hard by the pandemic. Rochester area performing arts especially, they were closed the longest, and so we are really asking attendees this year, please bring a friend and introduce a friend to something new.
And we will go through some of those Rochester venues hosting events in just a bit, but the Fringe does curate the big events themselves. A venue that pops up during the Fringe is the Spiegel Tent, which was unable to make the journey overseas in 2020 and 2021 due to the pandemic.
The Spiegel Tent is really an attraction in and of itself. Yeah. They're really traveling music halls. And when we say the word tent, I think people sometimes think it's a tent, but it's really a temporary venue with inlaid oak floors and stained glass windows and mirrors. Spiegel, of course, means mirror. And we have some really fantastic performances going in there this year.
And inside the tent, it's ringmasters Matt Morgan and Heidi Brucker Morgan with a new production called Cirque du Fringe Afterglow. Its first partnered show from the Morgans since 2019, and it features an all-new cast. Matt's excited to be back, as he told me during a pre-festival visit to Rochester. We are joined by Matt Morgan, who is returning to the Rochester Fringe Festival. This is exciting. What's it like to be back?
Home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like coming home.
Yeah.
I think we've been here 8 years, 9 years, something like that. 2015 was our first. And it's always like coming home.
You guys put on a spectacular show. The other thing that's back this year along with you is the Spiegel Tent.
Yes.
Let's talk about the show, Cirque du Fringe Afterglow.
Yes.
These shows are so fun.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a great time writing them. I feel like we get a lot of rope to sort of hang ourselves with them creatively. So we try to take a lot of risks and roll the dice and see what we can come up with. And so I'm really excited about this show. We have some returning characters that have been in past Fringe shows before. I don't really want to say who, so it kind of keeps it a surprise or something like that. But they're wonderful characters to write for my wife Heidi and I. And the relationship is strained in the show. It's going to be a really wonderful time.
There's something special about the Fringe Festival, the atmosphere in Rochester when it's in town. What's it like for you as a performer to be a part of a festival like this?
It's hard to even talk about. It's like coming home. You know what I mean? It's arts everywhere, pouring out into the streets, out of bars, out of restaurants, outside in the beer garden, in the Spiegel Tent. Like it's something that you kind of always dream about being a part of.
You're involved in some other shows too. We've got Shotspire.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Shotspire is our traveling 5-person adaptation drinking show game.
I love it already.
With Shakespeare involved. There's actually quite a bit of Shakespeare. We sort of use the drinking game and the audience interaction and sort of the craziness to sort of hook people, and then by the end, hopefully they are listening to the story and care about the characters and all that kind of stuff.
The Fringe will cover 2 weekends and include free major outdoor events. First up, Friday the 16th and Saturday the 17th, the Flippin Metal Circus. I met with its stars, the Flying Españas. It's a family tradition for the España family that goes back 5 generations.
At one point, there were 6 siblings, and we all did flying trapeze. We used to do 2 rings of flying trapeze, actually. And for a little while, we took a break until Sian wanted to start it up all over again. And then we've been flying again.
Ivan and his wife Allison, along with their son Sion, make up the current cast of the Flying Españas.
Ivan does motorcycles in the sphere, the Wheel of Destiny, which is a revolving wheel pendulum act. I do swinging trapeze. So we continued together doing other acts. But it wasn't until recently when our son said he wanted to fly, we said, okay, let's do it.
24-year-old Sion is the newest member, but no stranger to the high-flying stunts his family is known for.
I didn't really go to a playground as a kid. I played on their stuff. So I kind of started that idea early. I was 4 years old or 3 years old when I was just playing around on my dad's equipment.
Their Fringe show is called Flippin Metal Circus. It fuses death-defying acrobatics and heavy metal. From the flying trapeze to a motorcycle high-wire act, it is not your parents' circus and promises to thrill audiences.
If they're having fun, we're having a blast. And we want them to walk away going, wow, that was great. That was fun. And they look like they're having fun.
I think everything that we do is about the audience and creating a feeling, whether it's thrill, excitement, laughter. We're trying to take them on a journey of emotions.
Also on the first weekend, the French show C'est pas là, c'est par là, translating to It's Not Here, It's Over Here. On its U.S. premiere tour, it's the creation of French-based immersive artist Chu Young Lee, inspired by a pro-democracy rally in Seoul, South Korea. Lee and art collective Galmay have created an arts experience that involves getting the community to work together to unravel 5 kilometers of string.
My personal experience in South Korea during the political protest, I could keep myself, but being together, the crowd allowed me to think about myself, my relationship to the society, to the world, to the strangers that I never knew before.
It is free at the lot next to City Blue Imaging on September 16th and 17th. A week later, the Fringe welcomes back Bandaloop. Bandaloop was a big hit at the Fringe in 2012 and 2013 when they turned the dance floor on its side. For 2022, they'll use their vertical dance technology to perform on the side of the 21-story 5-star plaza on Chestnut Street. That is on Friday the 23rd and Saturday the 24th. Fans will gather at Martin Luther King Jr. Park to see it all happen. And we are excited now to talk to 2 key members of Bandaloop this evening. Melesio Estrella, he is the artistic director, and Waylana Simcock, a core company dancer. Hello to you.
Hello. Good morning.
Great to have you here. Melesio, tell me all about this show and its return to Rochester.
Yeah, well, we're so excited to be back, and it's such an honor to work with the Rochester Fringe after so many years. And Erica Fee has just been amazing, bringing us back to present our new work called Loom, which we've been excerpts of Loom. It's actually a longer performance. We're going to show pieces of it on the 5-Star Bank building. We have 6 dancers coming, an original musical score, and this piece that we're doing is about honoring textiles and ancestral fabrics, so our ancestors who have made fabrics, and seeing the wall itself as a giant loom, and considering also the ecological impacts of fabrics now. And it's pretty special that Rochester has its own textile history, so it's kind of resonant in that way when we take this show to different textile towns.
I love the connection to the Rochester history as well. Waylana, there's a beauty to this art form and also a skill. Talk about being a dancer in this.
Wow. Yes, it feels quite an honor to be able to dance around the world and on different buildings and structures, and to be on the side and looking at the world in this different plane and different view. It's exciting, it's titillating, and I love that people on the street can just look up and see us at any time that we're out there.
It's going to be an incredible show, and we are so excited to welcome you back to Rochester. Appreciate you joining us for our special as well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Speaking of loops, how about this? The Fringe could make the Guinness Book of World Records juggling instructors. Ted Baumhauer and Jeff Peden will teach what they hope will be the largest ever juggling lesson on the top level of the Strong Museum of Play's parking garage.
No one is the current record holder of the largest juggling lesson. And they say you have to get past 250. We can so break that record.
There are a lot of jugglers who go to great lengths to create world records about themselves. Whereas in this, we're just really excited because it's going to be like a world record for Rochester.
That lesson happens Saturday, September 24th. Get your free tickets at rochesterfringe.com. Also happening on the Fringe's final day, the 24th, the annual All Styles Dance and Breakdancing competition, Fringe Street Beat. Teams from all over the Northeast will compete for a cash prize. The finals happen in the bowl of MLK Park between performances of Bandaloop. From the sounds of Street Beat to the silent disco, the annual sellout will be back both weekends of the Fringe for all 4 weekend nights. It is a dance party at the Spiegel Tent where you don't hear the music until you put on your headphones. The disco is silent, but one sound we know you'll hear at the Fringe: laughter. When we come back, late night comedy at the Fringe in the tradition of David Letterman or Jimmy Kimmel. Meet the comedian hosting a variety show sampling more of what the Fringe has to offer. Welcome back to On the Fringe. We are sampling some of what the Rochester Fringe Festival will have to offer during year 11. While the show is underway, you're also going to have a chance to get small samples at the Spiegel Tent's Late and Live show. Fringe favorite and physical comedian Mark Gindick is hosting a cabaret-style show Friday the 16th and Saturday the 17th that will include some other Fringe performers, including singer Zahaya, who we will meet later. I got to talk with Mark about it, and he joined us with magician Leon Etienne, the star of the Fringe's Magic Rock show at the JCC's Hart Theater on September 23rd and 24th.
We've got an appetizer, late and live and wild.
Tell me about being a part of the Fringe Festival in general, because it is such a cool, unique experience for people, and Rochester does it so well.
Rochester does it great. This is actually my 4th season back to the Rochester Fringe Festival, and I look forward to it every time I come back. The audiences are amazing. They come out, they appreciate, we have a good time. There's a beer garden right outside the Spiegel Tent, so when you come see a show, there's times where you can just hang out and talk to the audience. The performers and the audience can talk to each other, have a beer together, say, "Hey, Leon, how'd you do that trick?" And Leon will be like, "I can't tell you."
Talk about your act and what you do, because it really is very cool for kids and adults alike.
I never knew magic could be like this. My show, Magic Rocks, is high energy. It's basically the way it was described by a reporter once, as if Van Halen and David Copperfield had a baby. That would be what came out of it.
What do you hope people walk away feeling after they leave one of your shows?
Exhausted. I want them to feel like they need a shower and a nap.
I don't know how to follow that answer. It's such a good answer. Leon, can you follow that answer? How do you want people to walk out feeling?
No, I cannot. Yeah, well, again, it sounds cliche, but literally wonder and awe. These things are completely underrated these days. You know, back in the day during vaudeville and stuff, that was the only entertainment people had. And a human connection, I think we all learned over the last 2 years, is one of the most important, vital things to us thriving as a society. And magic, comedy, the Fringe in general, that live entertainment, that is what we need as humans.
Two great shows you gotta see. When we come back, some of the shows that you'll only see at the Fringe because you can only see them in the exact spot in which they're happening. Welcome back. The Fringe will bring people into the venues known for their contributions to the arts and what they do year-round, and happening at the same time, what the Fringe calls site-specific shows in some very non-traditional venues, shows that can only happen at specific places. If These Walls Could Speak is a site-specific show taking place amid the ruins of St. Joseph's Church on 2 consecutive Wednesday nights. The audience will participate in an experimental dance performance while touring the ruins. Another show is happening at the historic Mount Hope Cemetery for 3 nights. When the Souls Rise is an homage to Halloween from the soul's perspective. It's dancing spirits moving through what's described as a magical night of revelry.
We do have some skeleton dances that people are going to see, and it is so much better in an actual graveyard than it could ever be on a stage.
It's going to be an immersive experience, so people can bring a blanket, they can bring chairs, but they're going to walk with us, move with us, pivot through this area of the cemetery and encounter different moments in this one special night that happens each year.
And it's cool because, you know, we could kind of bring ourselves out. Like, I feel like doing something like this, you become that inner child that you used to be. And although it's very spooky and creepy and, you know, haunting, it's fun to, you know, perform and dance and, you know, kind of bring out your own spirit.
Yeah.
And then there is the very popular dashboard drama, short plays inside of cars. As of tonight, they are sold out, but creators Carrie Young and Abby DeVeist have some other things happening at the Fringe too. You can check your Fringe guides. Before On the Fringe ends tonight, some of the music of the Fringe Festival, what you'll see and hear from the musical minds of the Fringe Festival. Welcome back. Our preview of the Rochester Fringe Festival has covered theater, performance art, comedy, juggling. But before we go, we have to talk about the music. You can expect the beats to drop with an incredible dance show from the Rodriguez siblings, brothers Jonathan and Nicholas, based in Brooklyn. Their sister Solange, right here in Rochester. Jonathan is a beat maker, Nicholas a DJ. Solange produced and choreographed the show called The Rodriguez Return.
Because we're siblings and we're like-minded in many ways and similar, we still all have our own unique voices. And so it's fun to kind of collaborate and see how we kind of link up, but also what makes us different from each other. And to put that all together for one big show, I think is going to be really fun.
The show runs Thursday, September 22nd through Saturday, September 25th at the Fielding Stage at Jiva Theater Center. The very popular Gospel Sunday is back as well. It's the Fringe's annual celebration of local gospel greats hosted by Reverend Dr. Ricky Harvey. It is at the Spiegel Garden Sunday afternoon, September 18th. Making a return to the Fringe Festival this year is singer Jay Chris. He first performed as an Eastman student and member of the Yellow Jackets. Now returning with his own show, he's known for his smooth voice and high-energy Spanish-English performances, exploring themes of gender fluidity and queer culture.
What you will see is a bunch of songs that come from the streets that are urban Latin, that have the Caribbean flair to it with the dembow, the reggaeton, and the dance hall. And you're just gonna wanna dance with my music, and it's gonna make you feel electric inside. And when you walk out, you're gonna say, wow, there was not one dull moment.
Jay Chris will also be joined by current members of the U of R Yellow Jackets for part of that show. It is Saturday, September 24th at the theater at Innovation Square. On Friday, September 23rd and Saturday, September 24th, you can catch Diva Z, a musical tribute to Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, and Tina Turner. Singer Zahaya has been stunning audiences for 2 decades, and this show is no exception, taking on some of music's greats.
Each of them are so different, but they do have a common thread of just strength and feminine wisdom that you don't often see with women, especially, you know, when we're seeing women through the lens of men. And these women really presented themselves through their own lens and what they wanted to show us as humans.
Zahia will bring a show-stopping performance to the School of the Arts, a special place to her. Her children attend the school, and she wanted to highlight the wonderful programs there. And now that you've been taken on the Fringe, we hope you're ready for the 12 straight days of the Fringe Festival, September 13th through the 24th, at locations all over Rochester. You can check rochesterfringe.com and those Fringe guides for a schedule. I'm Matt Malloy. Good night.